There's a new Xbox? Goodbye past. And hello future, what the hell? Seems I accidentally ordered the Xbox mini fridge.
Actually, that's the actual console.
What's that goober from? I should go look it up. I mean, I don't know what that guy's talking about. This is obviously a fridge. I literally found a pickle in mine. Well, no, I was wrong. This is the new. It's 5 years old, but who bought one on release, am I right? The Xbox Series X. Let's talk about this thing. So I wanted to use this to talk about the new generation of consoles in general, but I know I don't own a PS5. I know! What kind of collector am I? But it just feels unnecessary. I prefer collecting older consoles. Nowadays, almost everything is on both, so I might as well buy a PlayStation or an Xbox and the Nintendo console. I don't get the point. But as a collector, I should have it. I know. It's $5,000 though, so give me some time. Goddamn, I just got the Series X not too long ago. It felt unnecessary to get a new gen console in general, and here's why. Is it just me, or does it feel like there's nothing on these things? I mean, it came out 5 years ago, and almost every game now is last gen. What's the point? You might be thinking, well, we gotta give it some time. Blah, 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 blah. Dog, I don't know if you know this, but the new console, the new Xbox, the new generation, starts in like 2 to 3 years. Yeah, we're gonna have to buy another one of these soon. So they're not at the beginning stage. We are in the last half of this thing's life. Is it getting through to you now? You want to see my? Let me grab my new gen games. I got 4. I got a total of 4. These are my new gen games, bruh. This one was put on last gen anyway. This one's on the Switch, so technically not new gen only. So in technicality, I have 2 new gen only games. Wait, this is on the Switch too. I got 1. So the new gen games that we have, most of which are on the Switch as well. So either A, the Switch ports are terrible, which usually they are, but it still makes it feel like B, these don't have to be new gen only. These couple new gen only games that we do have are here as incentive to buy the new console, but they're still so little that the incentive isn't enough. The transition from Xbox One to Xbox Series X felt seamless. I don't like that. I want a technological leap. That's what I want to see in this stuff. I don't want to be like, I can buy the new console. I mean, the loading screens go by faster. That's not good incentive. I felt the leap between Generation 7 and Generation 8 was kind of weak, but this is a new level of weak, okay? I doubt it's because there's nothing left to explore. It can't be that. Games certainly don't look perfect yet. Console games certainly don't look perfect yet. Playing on PC is still the best looking. So clearly, there's more they can do. And the Xbox Series X feels like nothing. It feels like an upgraded Xbox One. And I think they knew that that's what it was. I think they made the Xbox Series X knowing that people are primarily just going to use it for Xbox One games, and then sometimes an exclusive if it comes out, and that's it. It is just an upgrade to them. Let me prove it to you. Let's have a nice look at the UI here. Alright? It looks pretty nice. Right? Nothing wrong with it. Nothing super special. It looks okay. You know, nothing. It looks good. And this is what it, alright, remember this layout, okay? This is what it looks like. Now, we're gonna go to my games and apps. These are all Xbox One games. Oh! Shit, I actually do have an Xbox 360 game on here already. There's no point in me grabbing Sonic Free Riders because I already have a Xbox 360 game on here, and it's almost funnier. Plants vs. Zombies. As you can see, future me is going to be zooming this in and like, why the hell didn't you just bring the camera closer? That looks pixely as hell. It's fine, you can deal with it. As you might be able to tell, there's an Xbox 360, again, I don't know how pixelated it is, it probably looks really bad when I zoom in. Xbox 360 logo here on the side, right? And Xbox 360 was the same way. If you put an original Xbox game in the Xbox 360, there would be an Xbox logo on the side, telling you that, hey, you can play it on this console, but it's different from the other games. Like, because you're expected to play Xbox One games. So Xbox One games don't have any logo on the side. You're expected to be playing those. Xbox 360 games do have a logo. Original Xbox games do have a logo. Xbox One games do not have a logo because it expects you to be playing Xbox One games anyway. You get my point? Now you might be like, why are you beating the dead horse here? What are you talking about? If you use the Xbox Series X, you might know why I'm beating the dead horse here. Time to plug this fucking thing in. Now let's look at the UI for this one. Huh, it looks pretty similar. Exactly the same, I'd say. Let's wait until we actually get in there, though. Yeah, it looks exactly the same. Isn't that weird? Now, here's the kicker. Notice how I pointed out earlier that when they don't expect you to be using a console for that thing, they put a logo by it when they expect you to be using primarily other games. Well, guess what? On Xbox Series X games, not only just ones that are enhanced, but exclusives, the logo is there. For games that are made for this console, they put a logo signifying, hey, this is for this console. You might be saying, okay, that's just, you're taking it a little too far, okay? You're being a little conspiratory here. It's just there to show that they're gonna be super cool. You know what games don't have logos? This is Bendy and the Ink Machine for the Xbox One. This is not enhanced for the Xbox Series X. So, going by the pattern of the previous consoles, it should have an Xbox One logo on the side, because they don't expect you to be playing Xbox One games primarily. Wait a minute, that's weird. Future me cut this part out so it cuts right to the... No logo! There's no logo there. Only logo is that it's installing. There's no logo signifying that this is made for a previous console. Do you want to know why? Because they expect you to primarily use this console to play Xbox One games. They don't expect you to primarily use it to play Xbox Series X games. They expect you to play those on the side. Do I sound insane or am I making sense? I feel like it's a mix of both. Like, you might think I'm crazy, but tell me it doesn't make a little sense, okay? Out of curiosity, while I was writing this, I googled why the console is Xbox Series S/X. Up to now, every console has been, other than the original Xbox, a number. We had Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One. Why isn't this like the Xbox 2? Apparently they want to rebrand the entire Xbox brand to be like a family of consoles instead of their own separate consoles. So like iPhone. They want to turn this into iPhone because everybody loves how iPhone runs as a company. I don't want consoles that are slightly upgraded versions of each other. I want new consoles. I want new UI. I want to buy a console for a reason other than, well, I need it to play Mortal Kombat 47. Is Mortal Kombat 1 a good game? Yes. But it's the 12th game in the series. Of course, it's going to be new gen. Old gen players already have the other 11. The exclusives it has are very few in between, pushing aside all the other games that already have 97 previous in the series. New games are all last gen anyway. But it's unrisky to do this. Don't change the UI, it won't be unpopular. I'm not saying I want them to stop putting games on last gen. When I grew up, all I had was last gen consoles. I had an Xbox 360 and my Xbox One wasn't working until like 2020 because we didn't have internet. So I'm happy that people on last gen consoles get to play their games. That's not what's making me angry here. What's making me angry is that I feel like this is the exact same console. I enjoy the console. I think they did a good job with it. Like, okay, gameplay wise, it works. But so did the Xbox One, because they're like the same. So it's the Xbox One, but you can play like 5 games you couldn't play before, and that's it. But don't worry, I think these companies are done recycling ideas. Well, at least it's a thing that Nintendo hasn't tried before. Maybe they'll be good at it. Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in the 9th generation. I played on the PS5 a couple times. I've not, like, educated enough on it to say this, because, again, I've only used it a couple times, so this is just my opinion. But it felt like a weak upgrade as well. I mean, this console is cool. It just doesn't feel like a new generation. It feels like a mid-gen console. And for the Switch 2, I want to say, to be fair, the Super Nintendo was an upgraded Nintendo, and that was awesome. That was so many years ago, and you could make such big graphical leaps in that time that I don't think it's comparable. I mean, the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo were 10 years apart. In between 83 and 93. You can do a lot in those 10 years. Nowadays, it's been 8 years since the Switch, and they're making a Switch 2. Nowadays, it's harder to make obvious graphical and technological leaps. Especially if you're Nintendo and you've been behind on that shit since, like, the Wii. And plus, back in the 80s and 90s, there's no sane UI to complain about because they didn't even have UI back then. UI was invented in, like, the mid to late 90s, and back then every console had new UI. It felt like a new console, but recently it's been the same. I don't know, the new generation is in like 2027 or 2028, they haven't decided yet. The new Xbox is supposed to be the largest hardware leap we've ever seen. The PS6 is supposed to eclipse what the PS5 is capable of. These are both quotes from people within the companies. And the Nintendo, the 9th generation console isn't even out yet. How the hell are we supposed to figure out what the 10th generation console is going to be? They haven't even released a 9th gen console yet and they're still succeeding. Enjoy your throne, Nintendo. Conclusion, I like Gen 9. I think it looks cool. Just a little change in UI next time, maybe? Alright, that's enough, I think. Bye-bye, I'm done complaining. I'm gonna go see if that Xbox One still works.